morning for Mission Creek. There is the creek that did all this damage. It's pretty cool. It's the tree in the middle of this that survived. We've got a few more over here. They're all battered right in the middle of the path, but still standing. So, alright, we've got like 7.5 miles left of Mission Creek, and then we're gonna climb up into the Sangamaria forest, wilderness, I'm not sure what it's called, and then we'll get away from here and hopefully have a trail. This has just been a route finding mission through all the boulder fields and stuff, but the campsite we were supposed to stay at was about 2 tents back last night, and it was washed away. As you can see, like for instance, this bank, all the way down through there has just been carved out whenever that massive water came through here. So we're still going to deal with a lot of that. You can see up there, you know, that there was probably a trail that went around this little rock ledge. It's no longer there. So, and that's the case pretty much up and down through here. So, all right, we're going to get started this morning. Everybody say good morning, Jan. Good morning. We're ready to go. It's a little chilly this morning, and we get to get our feet wet pretty soon. Yay! So much fun. It's like being on the AT again. All right, guys. We'll see you on trail. The creek is way over there. Now, you can imagine how much water came down through here. Found a piece of trail to navigate. We're just hoping we don't come to one of those big washed out drop-offs when it's time to get back to the creek. Do a little bit of backtracking, but looking at the topo on this, I think we're okay for a while. That is a drop off. Alright, so our washout, we're gonna have to get over to that piece of land to get anywhere. It looks like the trail was right there, so all this is washed out between us, and so we're gonna go up through this stuff a little bit till we can safely try to manage getting down and back over to that side till we can figure out where the trail goes there, because this is kind of a critical part right here, and we need to be over there. All right, let's bushwhack. All right, we weren't able to go up and scale down. We actually came back, found a small draw, and we're back in the creek again. Trail's up there somewhere, but at this point we cannot follow it. It's just washed completely. So just gotta try to find the cutoff where we go into the San Gregorio wilderness. All right, just keep going. We made it. Made the right call back there about 7/10. We found a way up here. Reading the topographical on this, it looked like it was gonna stay away from the creek for a while, and we were right. I'll show you. San Gregorio. Right down there is the creek, and so we're going to be navigating around this side a little bit. Looks like for several miles this kind of takes us away from the creek, and I hope we're right. A little bit more route finding. The trail ended up there. We had to bushwhack and find this wash so we can get down, and we're headed down there. The trail starts again across the creek. Now we're high above Mission Creek, down there, right on this ridge. Okay, we're making our way down, back down to Mission Creek. Just hoping that the trail is easy whenever it gets down to the creek and doesn't drop off. This is one of the places I was afraid we were going to have problems according to the topo. It looks like a good portion of the trail washed away here. Just try to find our best way around, I guess. Alright, this is what we're looking at. The trail continues over there. You can see it, so we're gonna make our way around this. We just made it across that sketchy, dangerous section. Mudslide, which I thought was the worst, was actually the easier part. The other side, the bank is completely given away, and a lot of stuff came out of that wash. We're having a little break here on the edge of another precipice. Or however you say that. Is that right? Precipice? Precipice. Check this. So, there is a trail, not there, but it goes up there. That's the trail. So, we gotta figure our way around this. This is just a great big rock slide. Plus, that's a washout. As you can see, and that's very steep, large drop off, so we have no choice. All right, yeah, I don't have a backpack on. I can honestly say that was really close to almost dying. My backpack's down there. I chose to let it go. So I got stuck on the side of that and couldn't get off. So I think I see the way they came up, but I don't know that that's a choice for us. But at some point I gotta get down there and get my backpack as soon as I can quit shaking. Now we're on a mission up this wash to get my pack. And when we get up here, I'll show you where I was hanging off, and you can probably tell this is would have been I would have been at least hurt pretty bad. Okay, we're almost to my pack, and so basically just above that gray rock is where I was, and couldn't get any footing whatsoever. And at the very least, I would have been hurt. But yeah, that was good. But as you can see, there's Jan, and there's the scuff spot where I was at and could not get any footing. We were gonna try to make it across there. So, yeah, broken my leg, broken my back. But here we are. Just thankful. And I'm in one piece. Not dead and not seriously injured, just scuffed. One last look. I was there. And I would have fell all the way back down there. That's a long way. We're about to back to the trail. Hopefully we don't have any more of this nonsense. We came to another washed out trail section. The trail is just above us, and we can't go down there. That's a waterfall ledge right there. So we're gonna go back up, try to hit this trail again. Made it back down here to Mission Creek. Looking ahead, you can tell it looks like the trail is pretty washed out up through there, so we're gonna do the last little bit here in the creek bed. I can hear the creek right over there. This is just tremendous. There was a fire here some time ago, and these huge logs, they've been washed out. You can see how big this thing is. Compared to me, it's huge. Utter devastation in here. Yeah, the trail is up there and it's all washed away. At last, death-defying, whatever. I've had enough. I want to be on some solid ground, so we're just going to take the creek the rest of the way. Should be less than 2 miles away. Making our way through here. The trail probably went along this ledge, more than likely. And it's all gone. There absolutely was a fire here at some point. It's just devastation now. Run into another waterfall. We just came up one cascade. We gotta try to get over this. So we've been working for hours trying to get up this, trying to figure out if we can make Mission Creek, and you can't really see it, but there's a waterfall right around the corner, and we've tried. It's just too tall, too slick, and that's the only way out. So we're gonna have to go back. There's no other way. I mean, it's straight up on all sides. We're like Stuck in a canyon. Finally done with Mission Creek. We made it, Jan. Yay. What do you think?
Oh, I don't want to have another day like that.
That was the worst. End of the day recap, Jan.
What a day, and what a day.
Let's get the first part out of the way.
We're alive.
Well, that's kind of like the second part, but 11 hours, 7.5 miles. New world record. So, as Jan said, we're alive. And I can honestly tell you that I almost died today. If I had not died, I probably would have been seriously hurt. It really unnerved us both. The trail, like we've said since yesterday, it's really been, it's been bad, but today was absolutely the worst.
Yeah, yesterday was just hard and annoying and, tough, but it wasn't dangerous.
Yeah, until today. So, there was a lot of the creek we followed for a while, and then we knew from the looks of things that we could get up to the Gorgonio forest, and follow that trail for a few miles. The only problem was there were a couple places where the train came in real close, and it washed the trail badly and steeply off. So we came to this one place, and I was in the lead and trying to navigate, and the trail had fallen away, and so it was every bit of 20-30 feet straight off.
Just imagine like you're standing where the trail ends, and there's just a gigantic ravine in front of you with sheer drop off.
And so on this particular one, because we came across a couple, I decided to go up high and try to get across, because we were going to have to go across. And it still makes me nervous even to think about it right now. We got up there. I got up there and I told Jan to just stay where she was. And the whole side was scree once I got around this rock. And I could not get my feet under me. I couldn't go forward, up, back. I was just frozen. And thankfully, Jan had enough presence of mind to tell me just unbuckle my pack and let it go. And that's what I did.
And you were clinging to a little bush.
Yeah. There's these little scrub bushes we hate out here. Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, it's my favorite bush in the whole world right now. It was
really, really terrifying.
Yeah. So my pack dropped 30 feet onto the rocks. And that could have been me. But all I can remember was there was a couple bigger rocks there that I had went around. And a couple bigger ones that I grabbed were definitely not stable. So I didn't know what I was going to do, because any soil that I had touched already, it was beyond unstable. So all I could recite was, on a solid rock I stand, and praying to God, let this next rock I touch be solid. And it was. Jan was as close as she could get without endangering herself, and I'm sorry. I was able to get back to safety. But anyway, after we got everything, my nerves back, her nerves back, and we got settled down, we were able to find a place. Jan found a place for us to get down into that ravine and get my pack, and then we walked up the ravine because we couldn't go down because it was just it became like a waterfall. If there was water there, it just dropped completely off. So we went up, and we were able to get back on the trail. And then at a certain point, it dropped off again.
I think we had, 4 of those ravines today? Just scary and hard. And like Sarah said, everything is just so unstable. You don't know if the rock you're going to hold is like an outcropping, which is, just jutting out from a big solid rock, or just a rock stuck in the sand, which is going to fall down as soon as you touch it.
Yeah, so then we came to another drop off, and we had been seeing like footprints of southbounders, a couple of southbounders that we knew that had went through there, and then we were just like, what happened? We don't know where to go. And so we got in the creek bed and just started going. I mean, because we could see on our navigation that we were paralleling the trail, but we were both kind of unnerved that were we going to end up in the same exact predicament again if we got up there.
And then you don't really know. When you see on our app that the trail is up above, you don't know if the trail is still there or whether it washed away.
Yeah.
So it was just really, really hard.
So we got in the Mission Creek again, and like I said, we saw no footprints. But we got into a situation. We were going under trees, over trees. We got a couple smaller waterfalls, and it was just so time consuming. And then we came to another waterfall.
So we got to a dead end, basically.
Yeah, it was a dead end because it was super narrow. It was slick. There was no handholds. There was nothing. And we were only paralleling the trail, and we were only like 0.6 of a mile away from getting here where we're at now, and that's the Mission Creek Junction. So anyway, we proceeded to try to find ways up because, like, if you see this video, everything is washed out. It's just like it became like a canyon, and there was no way up. So we backtracked, and eventually we found a way up and got on some solid trail and got here pretty quick. Both of us are exhausted. I never dreamed that it would take 11 hours to go 7.5 miles. We had began the day thinking it was going to be like what everything else we had experienced.
Yeah, we were supposed to be 9 miles farther today.
Yeah, and that obviously didn't happen. So we are both utterly thankful that it's over with. We're done with the Mission Creek section. All I can advise anybody that does Mission Creek,
don't go alone.
Don't go alone. Yeah, for sure, because there's no cell service.
And there's nobody out here.
Yeah, there's nobody. We haven't seen one person all day.
All day, yeah. Well,
yeah, except for Slider.
That was the day before yesterday, though.
Okay.
Yeah, or was it?
It was yesterday.
It seems so long ago. I forgot.
Today has been just crazy.
Brutal,
crazy.
Our legs are. We look like we've been in a car accident.
Yeah, we're both pretty sore. But tomorrow's a new day. We're still pushing towards Big Bear. I'm hoping, now we're be on some solid trail and we can get some miles and get towards Big Bear. And just utterly thankful to be alive this
Yeah.
evening for sure. I mean, it sounds dramatic.
But it was dramatic. I mean,
It was very scary. I mean, it was 30 feet
onto rocks.
onto big, huge boulders. There's just.
But by the way, Sarah's pack survived.
Yeah.
So
Shout out to Hyperlight. Everything.
Not a scratch on it.
Yeah. Hyperlight makes a good pack because I just unbuckled and just one hand at a time, got my arms out and let it fall. And whenever we got to it, there wasn't anything wrong with it.
The only thing happened was your ramen got squashed.
Yeah. So we eventually stopped for lunch, and I got the ramen packet had busted open, but that was it. Could have been my head. Sorry, this thing's moving around. I'm holding it. All right, guys, I think that's a wrap for today, and it's getting dark, and we need to eat. We've got our tent set up, and we will see you tomorrow. Live another day. See ya.